criteria. They were evaluated and identified through the right procedure in procurement. Chair, in terms of change or variation, as my colleague has said,
the response is misleading. What I ask you about single sourcing is the difference between 909 million to 3-point-something billion. This pre-qualification was for the original contract. Am I right?
Yes.
Then in between, you have not shown, you have not proved to us that there were other processes to procure the additional funds, because there were additional work. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, were they procured, or they were just single source? That was my concern. And if they were procured, is there evidence?
Proceed. And also still, Chair, on that.
On procurement.
Yeah, we still want to be advised. The moment this was realized, can we have the board meetings that discussed this vis-a-vis the existence of the law as per the percentage of the 337? Again, we also want to have a letter from the Mother Ministry advising that even if it is against the law, the increase, as the Mother Ministry, we advise this and this and that. Therefore, Chairman, it's good we be provided with the minutes from the board discussing this variation, and also advice from the Mother Ministry agreeing that on behalf, we can also say these circumstances ready to this. So can we also have a letter from the ministry also advising on this crazy escalation?
That is noted. Clerks, you take note of that. In the next letter to them, they'll be submitting as the board minutes, the way Mheshimiwa Maua wants. And also, what Mheshimiwa Daktari Masara is asking you, the issue of the vehicle lists, after the board meeting agreed that you now get the vehicle list left in the car park, what you just went ahead and did single sourcing to procure. Now, Mheshimiwa Inaina, then we go back to Daktari.
Thank you, Chair. My point is the same. In any case, in the first place, the building which was being done, there was the first valuation where it came to a halt or stop to continue the construction. And in the first place, where the construction was stopped, it is supposed to start there when the next valuation was being done. And to that, the valuation which was supposed to be done, it is between the time limit when the property was, the construction was stopped. We need to see the next valuation, because there must be a competitive valuation. This building was done up to this floor, and because of that it was stopped. We are going to demand some money for that delay of time, because material have been increased also and so on. For that matter, it is supposed to be done a valuation and a competitive bidders, so that we get, and those people who can demand, who can tell us this property will go up to 3.3 billion from the vast amount. This is where we are asking, do we have other valuation from the first place? And where you see it, because you know about, even if you are not a farrier, you can be able to know. The first person valued this figure, and now we want to continue with the construction. Is it possible to exaggerate from 1.1 billion to 3.3 billion? Where are those other variations? Do we have any failure there between to value that property to become 3.3 billion? And if that's the case, what extras were done to make that building, or that exaggerated to be more than 3 times? Yes, you told us there is an extra of lapping or the lift, but does it cost double of the initial valuation? Thank you.
Before any other response, we want to get 2 colleagues who have come in. Then Mheshimiwa, Yeah, he was next. So let's hear your name, and then Bishop Kosgei. You also put your name on the Hansard. Mr. Joshua.
Thank you. My name is Joshua Kimilu, Member of Parliament, Kait constituency. I'm a member of this committee. In addition to what my colleague has said, is that before evaluation there must be inspection, a report, then the board to sit down and agree. So I also want to know the procedure. You tell us the whole procedure. What has happened to come to the evaluation, so that we can be on light on what happened. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Bishop Koskei, nominated Member of Parliament and a member of this committee.
Chair, I just wanted to add one. You know, you said something very important on the issue of percentages. The 337 and the 25, the normal one. But when the head of procurement answered that question, he said these contractors, they were taken through a certain criteria. That criteria is what we are looking for. You cannot answer it by saying they were taken through a certain criteria, then we leave it there. How are you answering these questions? You need to give the right answer so that we can get what we wanted, and from there we can leave it at that point.
Mheshimiwa the Chief.
Thank you, Chair. As you can hear, there are so many questions. I don't know how the Masara gave them fair score. But allow me to give them a chance to state to Kenyans, when I see you, what is the business and core mandate of National Health Insurance Fund? Can you answer that directly before I ask these questions I have?
No.
Please.
That is not the contact. You ask, I'll give him chance to respond. Just not.
Chair,
And then you'll be interrogating him when you move. Yes.
Chair,
Using track from our original agreement,
Yes.
that we ask a question, we get a response, then we get the second set of questions.
That's
Then
what I wanted us to move on with. Then
Because
yourselves
even
you diverted.
that is why I was number 2.
Yes.
That is why I'm starting my question.
But mine have not been answered.
Chair, if we go that way, we are going to lose track.
Yeah.
The procurement is on the floor to answer
Correct.
those questions.
Correct.
Then we go again to the CEO before we have the procurement officer finishing.
If that is the case,
He's
Chair,
on the floor.
then advise me to hold back my question so that they can finish their bid.
Yes.
I think that makes
Thank
sense.
you. That is the way to go.
Yes.
And I wish to put it that we only have 2 colleagues interrogating the officer in charge of procurement, Honorable Masara and Honorable Omawa. Let us proceed with those issues of Honorable Masara and Honorable Omawa in terms of procurement. Dr. Wasike.
Thank you, Chair. I've done consultation with my colleagues. It is true that the variation was done, and variation is allowed based on the change of the structural design. But members have raised pertinent issues in terms of the approvals and the necessary procedures that were involved. Chair, we wish to request for more time to peruse the files and produce these documents within the next time.
But you being the procurement, you know the percentage allowable. You can just make a comment. As you promised to give us the full detail of what happened, generally, what is it that is allowable? Variation is not allowable in just everything. In what confines is it allowed?
Chair, variation is allowed up to 25%. After 1 year, the contract can be varied up to 25%.
After 1 year of commencement or after 1 year of activity?
1 year of commencement of the contract.
Mheshimiwa Maua, anything else?
Chairman, let us hear the law that he's reading so that he can be able to substantiate his answer. Otherwise, not a matter of just telling us and then we move. Let us hear the kind of law that he's reading, and then maybe we can have something from the Office of the Auditor General vis-a-vis whatever he'll say as we continue with the same. Chair.
Refer to which law?
I
This one?
refer to Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015.
And I want our lawyer to be referring to it so that in the meanwhile you'll advise Mheshimiwa Maua. Proceed.